Well, so I'm going to start to talk quickly about where I start to work in this kind of project. So I started working in the Fab Lab Yucatan it's like 4 or 5 years ago. Well, because I was studying and I found out that there was no much place where you can go and build the things that you want. And if you want here in Merida, I live here. Okay, sorry. So I live here in Mexico, in Merida, Yucatan. So I was looking for a place where I can build all the things and experiment with all these things. And I want to came up with this makerspace here, but then I found out that there was some project here working on. It was the Fab Lab Yucatan. So I came here, I contact with the people here, and I could start to work here and start working on very interesting projects that suddenly appear. And well, here are some photos of this display, this makerspace or this Fab Lab. And this was in a project where we could get some money to make some prototypes for some entrepreneurs or starting some new projects. So okay, so I'm gonna just I have a bunch of photos. So just to talk about the projects, and then we can talk a little bit more about specifics. So this is when I was working there. We can go to different parts of Yucatan, and we want to the people can experiment with some little hardware devices. Like it's like more easy than Arduino. This is microbits that looks here. Well, it's very small, but it's in the left down part, and some lights. So we go to the schools and we talk with the guys there. We been for a while there, and we teach them how to use these devices. And we asked them to come up with some ideas that we could solve a problem with these different kind of devices. So it's like an exercise, and then they think how could they make a project, and in like not very much amount of time, they like design some project or something, and they build it. It's like more like an exercise, but it's for them to like starting to use an electronic devices for other like in other not very respectable projects, I think, because they was students that studied a lot of different subjects that was not related to engineering. So they are like very fresh in the ideas and how can they use this kind of devices. So it was okay. It was some experiments with they and their ideas. So other things, we started another Fab Lab. It's called in the YEM. It's Yucatec Institute of Entrepreneurs, and we then start to doing another project also with kids. We make a little of molding and casting with them, with the kids, and they make like these little like chocolates. We print like a 3D mold of like chocolate, and we make the little like a toys, but with molding and casting. And we have a little like lab. This lab we can move to different places in the state, and we can like give some I don't remember the word, but a little short classes, or I don't know how to say, but okay, I'm gonna go quickly. So then we can start to make these kind of events well, it's called the Dev Day, and we like call all the people here in Yucatan to start to gather also and start to talk about the projects that they do and the things, just to gather people here in the community. And we could make this event a little bigger, and make it more frequently or with better projects. Okay, they're also in the when I was in the Fab Lab in the EM, we participate in Science Club. This was a 1 week club where we talk with students and we show them something that we are doing in our projects. So I work with some students. They are in the university, and we work with them in like 1 week, and we work like a project with them. So I prepare something about the light and the multispectral images or computer vision processing with them and with other guys that came to the event. So in this event with me, it was Nick Shelby. He's studying in MIT and a master and in engineers. So we make this scholarship. No, this how to say? I don't remember the word. But what we classes with the guys. Okay. So okay, we'll then make another day, but with AI stuff, and we also try to gather all the community here to make like the companies, but little companies that work here that develop software or something like that, and we invite them to participate so they also can know the people here that are working in those kind of projects. And well, it was also a very interesting project. So well, then in these days I was it was like very busy because I was finishing my own degree in engineering in physics, but at the same time I was working here and making some projects. So it was very like active days and very fun because there was a lot of things to do in those days. So I make here in the well, we can see some motorized electric board. I also make a electric one, but it's not here. But there's the motors also here, and this is the growing of the mushrooms that we make also. It's like a box that maintain the humidity and temperature, so the fungi mushrooms can grow well. And this is the prototype of the multispectral camera that I was doing at the time. So okay, so there we gets to the multispectral camera, and so this I was working in this for my project, my thesis on my degree of physicist. So I was using these cameras it's the Raspberry Pi camera, and it's like a kind of experiments to first remove the infrared filter and then to remove the Bayer filter. This here is where the Bayer filter is being removing. I did this because with removing the infrared filter, I can see the infrared light, and with remove the Bayer filter, I can see I don't divide the light into colors, but I get all the light from the area that I'm photographing, but I can choose specifically which channel I want to select for make a calculation. In this case, the vegetation index called the MTVI. So I make some experiments. I proved two different techniques for remove this filter. One was that I showed it before. That was the physical way to remove it. I used a microscope, and with a little knife, I saw it how I remove the Bayer filter. Well, I first remove the infrared and then use the microscope to remove the Bayer. Another technique that I tried was to remove it with chemical stuff. So I think it could be more like clean, but in my experiment, it was not so clean. And we can see that here is like very, very, very small little, I think it's gold cables. And with the process, it could damage. It's very, 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 very thin, and it's difficult to take care of it, because if it touch each other, you can have problems with rematch. So it's a very like a fine process. So well, so I finished to do. I can here in the photo. There's a photo of one that I like experiment that I did here. So I remove it with a chemical process, but then I like finished to remove it with the little knife. But this is an image with a lot of, well, I don't exactly how much, but you can see in the bottom that it says 1 millimeter. So you can see that there's like 5 cables in just 1 millimeter of length. So it was very difficult to work with that because it was too small. But okay, so I then take the photos, and here you can see that there's like 2 images in the red channel, but this is different distribution of the light here. And something like that is what I was looking for. So then I use an spectrometer to measure the light and the reflective of or the reflectance of the light in different materials, like in plants and plastics and things like that. This is just one graphic of the dispersion of different materials, but you can see the multispectral signature of each material here. So I was working with that to calibrate my camera. So this is a view of more or less how this not yet. How well, it's like an explosion view. So we can see it was a Raspberry Pi inside, a multiplexer, 4 little cameras, and the battery, and his big button here. So I then put all this in this metal structure, so I can fly then with the drone. The drone for me was very difficult to get because I didn't have one, and I had to ask some neighbors and teachers to get one. So then I get a drone borrowed. I have now one, but it's borrowed, and I have to. Okay, I could make my photos then. Okay, so the last one I think I want to talk with you is the one project that I did just the past month. This is very interesting for me because I can like apply the things that I've been showing to you and that I've been doing, but in a very multinational, or I don't know how to say it, international gathering. Yes. So this is well, I was invited to this event. It is from an association called BEDI. It's a diversity window. Ventana a la diversidad is in Spanish. So the project there was to first take some. The idea is about the resilience. So so the first thing that we are going to do there, so here we see some rocks that it's called the flysch. The flysch is like when a lot of amount of rocks emerge from the ground, from a geological thing, from subduction or something like that. So this is in the sea. So it's in País Vasco, in Spain, in the north of Spain. So all the waves or the waves that came from the sea used to have a lot of plastics. So okay, so we go to the flysch and we go to take some plastic. So here in the photos we can see that there's a lot of like in some part like big plastics, like big it's like boxes or something. And also a lot of little small plastics in the beach. So we go there and we take some of those plastics, and the idea was to make an artistic installation using those plastics. But it's not like well, the installation was the thing that was interesting here. So here's how we found the garbage here, the plastic garbage that was take them from the people there and put it together. So we go down there because it's like I don't know exactly the word. It's the where is, well, you have to walk like very. Okay, well, you have to go down and take the garbage there and go up again. So we take that and we start to prepare something with the plastic and clean it and make some experiments. Here in the photo, we are playing with another Raspberry Pi. We are sending the signal, some signal of humidity and temperature on another environmental signals, and we send it to Sonic Pi. So Sonic Pi is a program, is also open source, and you can, I think it's open source, and you can make music with that signals. You use a MIDI signal and you can make music with that. So we take the signal from the temperature sensor and humidity sensor, and we send it to the Sonic Pi for make effects with sounds. And the idea here was well, we was just experimenting because the idea was to use plants. So here in the next image is some image where we can see that we in the top part, we have to take some of the trash, the plastic garbage, and we're like preparing something there. We are like making, this is in one box, and we are going to put some plants there, and we start to make something with that. So so there in this event, there was also some musics. There as a violin player. This is a cello player and a DJ. And there's another guy that is called chalapartista. It's an instrument from País Vasco that is called chalaparta, and it was very interesting also to share with him his ways to make music. Is very interesting. It's like a like ping pong but with music. So you get the tempo, and you have the other person make like sounds in some tempo, and then you and then him, yeah, and so it's very interesting that you can get some interesting sounds from that. So okay, so we talked with, we was in like a little house with the music and we engineers and my friend that is also a music and engineer, and we was talking about the music and how to process the signals that came from the sensors. So the idea was the sensors take the signals from the plants. So the idea, okay, I'm gonna how to say land the idea. So the idea, final idea is, so we can make the installation with this plastic, make it to measure signals of plants. So the people that goes to the, so this is going to be, or this is his place, it's placed in a cultural or art science place for development of science and culture and art. So the people can go and see the plants there and interact with the sound that they hear, and at the same time the sensors take information from the plants, so they can like see their plants and see the house they're growing, and a register of some important variables like humidity or the temperature of the place. So here is where we was working about that. In the bottom, we can see the segmentation that I was doing from the plant. So I use some I use OpenCV, also another open computer vision software, and I select the plants. I make 3 different ranges of light, depending of the color, and simultaneously the 3 segmentations of color was sending the signal from the coordinates to make the music. So 2 was dedicated to the plants and 1 for the hands of the visitors. so they can like put their hands and change the illumination amount of illumination, so the response of the light of the plants change, and they also move their hands and it changed. So it's like fun and interesting for them. And we still well, make a little bit elegant their plastic things with this. And okay, so we finally present them as it is here. So here is two parts in the top. One is for when you measure the variables on the plants with the camera. And in the top, we can see that there's the little screen, and there you can see the measurements of the area of the plants. There are two different types of colors. It doesn't look very clearly, but there are two greens, and the camera is selecting two different plants and measuring the area. So there was every half of a second, it makes the selection of the area. And because it can change but little changes in that half a second make a little variations in the center of the area. So you can, if you change the illumination with your hand, you can like see and hear how the sound and the selected area moves. So this station, we wanted to, well, the station is going to be there, and it's think that a lot of kids also go there to take some educational, not educational, but in the space. It's in Lecona, in Renteria. So there has a bibliothèque, yes, and a lot of places for the students to go there. And this project is like, it's a collaboration that still still alive, because the installation is going to be there. We're working with some engineer that work with us. Is it one of it's not girl, it's a woman that here looks here, but is one of this is engineer in the University of País Vasco. So we are working with her to make the documentation of the software and the hardware, because we have in this one a Raspberry Pi with a hat of multiple sensors, and we can work together with the people in País Vasco to finish the software that allows the people like interact better and learn with interaction. So the learn of the people would be in the direction of they can learn how to make the segmentation of the colors, and with that when they make the segmentation, they like take a register of the scene that they are interested, and take a photo, and also take the colors, and at the same time the illuminance of the place. So it's like a collaborative way, when all the people go there and see the plants and make music. At the same time, they are making a register for us to keep on studying that kind of variation of light there. And also, so the idea is that this go on and on with the years. Well, I mean, making more stations like this, because I didn't mention this. The signal will go to a station, and in that station we can connect a lot of different devices. So the idea is that there will be a lot of stations in different places, sending the sounds like a radio at the same time. So this is the project that is going now, and it's going to be yeah. So yes, so that's this project that I was doing the last month in Spain, and it's I think it's very interesting, and it's not very complicated to do, because it's just we use just plastic and a Raspberry Pi and a little camera, and the other part was on our sensors. But I think it's a good opportunity for the people to gather there and learn a lot of things, like computer vision or plants or a lot of things. So this is I think this is it.